I made it on the front cover of the Radio Times. Sweet. Da 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 da. Superman, directed by Richard Donner, and is the 1978 first ever official Superman movie, as well as the first ever major superhero blockbuster to exist. Yeah, that's right. Before Tim Burton's Batman, before Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, before Patty Jenkins's Wonder Woman, before the Avengers and Justice League, there was Richard Donner's Superman. So Superman 1978 tells the story of Jor-El and his wife Lara-El send their son Kal-El to Earth in a shuttle so he will survive Krypton's destruction, with General Zod and his cronies imprisoned in the Phantom Zone for their crimes at the same time. And Kal-El is given the name Clark Kent, as he's raised by Martha and Jonathan Kent on a farm in Kansas, and Jonathan tragically dies of a heart attack during Clark's teenage years, and Clark discovers the Fortress of Solitude and that he is not a human, he's a god to a human, a Kryptonian. And it's literally the first attempt of the Superman origin story on film. He becomes the Man of Steel, falls in love with Lois Lane, and of course stops Lex Luthor, and even turns back time in this one. With James Gunn's Superman releasing literally next week. Yeah, and I have reviewed the majority of the Batman movies, so it's high time I moved on to DC's other iconic hero, Superman, and I reviewed Man of Steel 8 years ago, but I've still got to cover the Christopher Reeve era as well as Superman Returns, starting with the classic original Superman, and boy did it have production trouble trying to get this movie made, as Steven Spielberg was initially considered to direct, but he had not only just finished Jaws, but was committed to Close Encounter of the Third Kind, so he was unavailable. So, and also, can you believe Christopher Reeve was not the first choice to play Superman, as the studio felt he was too skinny at the time? I know, harder to believe, but Reeve did gain weight for the role, and boy, were the studio eating their words once he was cast, and the movie itself it defined and changed superhero blockbusters forever. Like, it was the first superhero movie to feel on a larger scale and be treated like a proper blockbuster and take itself seriously and not just be campy like the Adam West Batmans at the time. Easily the most ambitious and biggest comic book movie at its time, earning 300 million commercially, and you can see why it spawned three sequels, and Christopher Reeve would stay in the role for nearly 10 years. And yeah, and what can I say? While Man of Steel, I will forever favour Man of Steel as my favourite Superman movie, but Superman 1978 still has a special place in my heart and is one of the top 3 Superman films. Classic film. Absolute classic, and given how they were limited to what they could do with technology at the time, they did such a super job at bringing Superman's origin story to the big screen. Christopher Reeve, he is the first and definitive Superman, even if Henry Cavill is my personal favourite, and he was the first Superman I ever got to see on the big screen. But Christopher Reeve, he is also legendary in the role. He made the role, and he not only looks like he stepped right out of the Superman DC comic books. Yeah, the suit just looks dashing on him, but he's able to have a commanding and powerful presence whenever he puts the suit on and is on screen. He even captures the emotional center for Superman needs, and especially in his scenes with Lois and when he's talking with the ghost and projection of Jor-El. And the visual effects for 1978 standards are off the charts, particularly the shot of so when Superman is flying. I mean, this movie still has vastly superior effects to Superman 3, Superman 4, Quest for Peace, and Superman Returns, even if Man of Steel is still the most visually stunning of the bunch. And Margot Kidder as and Margot Kidder is a fabulous Lois Lane, and her interview and her flight with Superman when he comes onto her balcony and he takes her for a ride. Like the magic carpet ride in Aladdin, he literally takes her on a whole new world, and some Superman movies have attempted to replicate this, but yeah, for you Lois and Clark lovers, this is thankfully a Lois and Clark story, and especially in the second half, and it is so damn funny when he uses his X-ray vision to check her lungs if she has lung cancer from smoking, and thankfully she doesn't. I still think her best acting is still yet to come, though. Just wait until we get to Superman 2, and of course Gene Hackman as the big bad of the film, Superman's archenemy Lex Luthor. To begin with, his designer looks different to how he does in the comics, with his wacky hairstyle and business jolly looking suits, but it's so he looks like a younger Lex to begin with, and he isn't as much in the movie until the third act. But so when he does finally appear, and when he does put the kryptonite around Superman's neck, and Superman falls in the pool, like, damn, I mean, Superman could just punch Lex and Lex would be dead in an instant, but Lex is using his brains over brawl to outsmart Superman, and he is that deadly. This movie uses the kryptonite to raise the stakes better than any other Superman movie for sure, and I think Martha Kent is decently cast, and so is Jonathan Kent in Clark's teenage years, and Jonathan tragically passing away of a heart attack out of nowhere. That's was a real shock to the system, and it was sensitively handled. John Williams' score is a triumph. It is the most recognizable original Superman theme. Even if I kind of like Hans Zimmer's from Man of Steel just a tad better, but yeah, I will never get tired of hearing, well, John Williams' theme for Superman. It's one of his greatest. It makes you feel like you're soaring just when you hear it, and yes, the action in this movie is rather limited, but I do like that it's more of a character study for Superman and less of an action flick, because there was no way they could do the fights from Man of Steel back in the 70s. It would have been impossible. But yeah, when he's unable to save Lois in the climax, I mean, and then he just he breaks down and completely loses it, and he defies the laws of time and physics and defies Jor-El, his father, and turns back time, which is the most remembered part of the movie, and rightly so. Thank heavens he turned back time and brought Lois back to life, showing that he really is Superman, and will do will go that far to save the ones he loves. And even though this movie's kryptonite is, I do wish we could have spent just slightly longer on Krypton, and I do wish Zod and his Kryptonian army could have done slightly more before they were imprisoned in the Phantom Zone. But I get that again they were limited with the technology back then, so I'll let it slide. So overall, yes, Superman 1978 soars high as one of the all-time classic. I love it, you love it, everybody loves this. One of the pure gems of that decade too. I give Superman 1978 5 stars out of 5. Best movie ever. Easy 5-star rating to give, and yes, my Radio Times guide from movies from 2013 does have Superman on it, and I still am obsessed with this, guys. Even though I probably should get an updated one, because 2013 was 12 years ago, but it's still awesome to have. So thank you to my mum for getting me that, and yeah, Superman 2, I'm so eager to review that awesomeness, that superior sequel. Well, I love you guys. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. What are your thoughts on Superman 1978? And is it your favourites? Are you more of a Christopher Reeve Superman fan or more of a Man of Steel fan? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow on Twitter and on Instagram. And I'll see you next time when I review Superman 2. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.